Hi, this is Mary Tucker. This is our first episode of Truth Script. And I'd like to welcome our guest, Queen. Welcome.
Thank you so much for having me here. Thank you so much for being here and everyone watching and that will check this out. I'm so excited to be here. Yay!
Yay, we finally got it connected.
I know.
So Queen, you knocked me out when we first met and with your story.
A risk of having stroke
Oh, got it.
where
Okay.
yes, they were risk of having strokes. My children actually had to lift me out of the bathtub. Paramedics had to come. And yes, so I've been
So you were in the bathtub and you all of a sudden couldn't move and you called your kids and they came in and they called 911.
correct. Yes, ma'am.
And then were you taken to the hospital?
I was taken to Presbyterian Hospital, and this
Okay.
was in West Philly. I was taken into Presbyterian Hospital,
Okay.
where they kept me for a few days just for observation and just really trying to get my pressure down and to alleviate it. And then afterwards, I was back home and still back doing everything that I was doing. And, it didn't really stop me. It just really started to add on to the additional pressure that was, and just continue to add on more pressure, depression, and then anxiety, and then just all the shoulda, coulda, wouldas, along with the fact.
So when you were in the hospital, here's just a question. Did anybody address the stress you were under, or was it just medication to get your body calmed down?
I mean, they always addressed it. I've had that weight on for over 20 years. So it was always we addressed it in a room, addressed it with the doctors. We've addressed it with, you have to lose weight. That was the whole conversation that I've heard. You got to lose weight. You got to lose weight. And I knew that, I just didn't know how.
So
Okay.
so the first time you got released from the hospital after a couple of days, then did you go back to the same stress and same hustle that you were doing?
I did for a long time, actually. And still same situations, just a different day.
Yep.
I kept always in a hospital. I was always in a hospital. I was always sick. It was something always going on with me. And my doctor was just like, you got to do something about this. And I'm like, I don't know what to do.
I get to, so then did you have a second incident, or you said you had three times where you were dangerously close to having a stroke. So when was the second
Right.
time?
The second time, so the first time was 2015, the second time was 2017, and the third time was 2018.
And then
Yes, ma'am.
was it a similar situation in 2017? Did your body shut down somehow, or were you out somewhere, or was it just, you went to your
I
normal
had
doctor and the doctor was like, okay, things are not improving?
Correct. So the
Got it.
second time I went to my doctor, and so I went to my doctor because I was supposed to have went to work one day. And when I got to work, it was just like I couldn't get like my energy together. Like my head was it hurting so bad. I had the worst head like migraine. And it was to the point I started crying. I called the manager of the company I was working at, because I was a CNA, going from a CNA at that time.
Got it.
And I just was like, I can't stay. I'm like, something is wrong. I need a banana. Something is going on. My pressure is up. And I'm like, I can't take it. And it was like, well, we're going to send just stay there with your client. We're going to send someone. And they did. And they sent my relief. And that's when I had went to the hospital, and it was like, I don't know what you was trying to do, but you was not about to make it. My pressure was so high. And if I could find it in a few minutes, I have the book. Wait a minute, this is it right here. So I have the book when my pressure was high. Like my pressure was just all over the place. And the doctor was like, you not about to make it, you know? And I'm like, well, what's going on? And he's like, again, you gotta lose weight. That's all I kept
Yeah.
hearing. You gotta lose weight. But no one told me how.
Interesting. And you're still on all the medications, or were there more that were prescribed to you at this point?
So they upped my dose. They had
Got
upped
it.
my dose at that time. Yeah, they had to up my dose at that time. And then the third time, which was 2018, I was actually on my way to a doctor's appointment because I needed to go get papers to like update my certification. And it was coming around time for my job for us to get our paperwork done.
Got it.
And when I went to the doctors, that's when they told me again and was like, listen,
You
you I
you
don't know
gotta,
how you keep making it, but
yeah,
you're not going to keep making it too much longer.
but you still were walking out with increased prescriptions and no plan or understanding of how to get started. And you're in the shower.
Correct.
You're in
Hour. I was holding on to the wall. I didn't know what I was doing, but that fat had to move. It had to get out my way. It was suffocating me. It was killing me. And I looked like a mad woman because I was like, just get it off.
get in
Just
that
it
shower
gotta
and start
go.
working
And
out.
I,
It's very efficient.
yeah. And I It is. It is. It's very, homey to me,
I'm with you.
and that's where I manifest. Yeah, I manifest there. I pray there, any
But you
questions that
got
I
all
may
so
have about something that's going on.
so that was the day, and
Go ahead.
you decided to take charge. And
I
so
did.
you started making your shower, your sanctuary, your workout. How how did, and I'm on a show now. Can I show the picture of you? Because to show where
You
you've
can.
gone.
Yes, ma'am.
This is where you were at the beginning
Yeah.
of your journey. And I will tell you, I've met her. She's a tiny little thing, just tiny. And so 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 how did you teach yourself? Or did you go online? Did you how did you find your tools to get to where you are?
That's a really great question. So, how I found my tools. First and foremost, yes, it started from the shower power. It's extremely started from there. Well, it started from there. But what I started to do once I got out the shower, my first thing I did was I went into my kitchen and I started throwing fruits and vegetables together. Literally, like, kid you not. And I started to research just like what fruits and vegetables do what to my body. Like, if, say for instance, if I have high blood pressure and I don't want to take medication, what can I do to stabilize my blood pressure? So I got bananas. It helps stable my pressure. So it was like, well, it's not that I'm on medication. It's just the fact I don't know how to manage my life. I don't know how to manage what I need or what I don't need. And so I started researching fruits, vegetables. I actually took a juice class online and just really started learning about the different colors of the fruits and the vegetables. Like, the purple and the red fruits are for your heart, while the green fruits are for your intestines, your small intestines. And I really just started educating myself, and I really started just putting things together, like components together. And then once I was in my kitchen and I said, okay, I'm gonna get some grapefruit and I'm gonna get some limes because
Started educating yourself. Did you become vegan?
so when it comes to the vegan part, I didn't necessarily become a vegan. I didn't necessarily become vegetarian. Honestly, I just don't eat chicken, beef, pork, lamb, ham, nor chow.
Wait, so you eat fish?
I do eat fish.
Is it all so only fish?
Not necessarily. So there are moments when I don't want fish. There's moments where I don't want seafood, and I'll just do all fruits and veggies. Then I'll do so I eat a lot of pasta as well.
Okay,
Now, I don't recommend pasta for everybody if you are for real, just starting out losing weight.
yeah,
That happens when you have have over time and you're able to say, well, I'm gonna eat this because I don't eat that, and be able to manage that.
got it.
So I eat pasta, I eat beans, I eat a lot of different styles of peanuts, different styles of nuts. And what I do is like peanut butter. Like I love peanut butter.
Yeah.
Peanut butter for me
Oh,
is
yes.
a meal replacer. So I do eat peanut butter. I
Got
can
it.
eat it for breakfast, lunch, or dinner or
Yeah, I
dinner.
could too. I could too. It's the best stuff ever.
I love it.
And
I
so
love
you
it.
just, and then you just, so you started educating yourself and you started
Correct.
losing weight.
I started losing tremendous weight. So when I first started in that kitchen in West Philadelphia, so when I started actually doing my fruits and my veggies before I was given a juicer. So I have the little the squeeze
Yes.
lemon squeeze
Yeah.
thingies. So I believe I got it from Rite Aid or ShopRite.
Yeah, I know
And that was
exactly
my
the,
first juicer. That was my first juicer. And I would squeeze the lemons. I would squeeze the limes. I would squeeze the grapefruits. I would chop my fruits and my vegetables up with and put honey in them and alkaline water. And I would have infused water. So I would let that sit in, a container in my refrigerator overnight. And I would meal plan. So I would do portion control. And I just started learning how to do these things because it just was like I was so serious that I'm like, anything that I take serious, I am adopting into my habit. Then afterwards, once I started detoxing and started doing water challenges and started doing intermittent fasting and just started taking like breads, sugars, cookies, cakes, you name it, is gone.
were you able, did you get off all the drugs?
I did. I have I don't take no medication. I went from 8 medications to zero. I only go to, just, my checkup, my yearly checkups. That's really it. I don't
I
get sick
mean,
often. Do you know
you've started
that?
you've started this juice company and you've got all of these, this is your flyer, but you also, do you have a website?
I do. So I don't know if it's on there, but it is the Queen Juicy Shake Show.
So a convert out of me, like I want these juices, I mean, I want to get into juicing and
I
feel this.
definitely have. All you gotta let me know is what you aren't allergic to or what you are allergic to. Let me know when you coming back to my job, and they will be right there for you.
I can't wait. I can't wait to test it. You also have a podcast where you talk about this
I do.
yourself. And what's the
I do.
podcast name?
So it's the Queen Juicy Shake Show or the QJS Show.
QJS Show, Queen Juicy Shake Show. Queen, your story is so inspiring.
I
Uh,
appreciate
I- and I mean, you really are describing the power of whole food and how it incorporates healthful living, mind, body, and spirit. It really does. What you put in, I've been saying this, and this is really, the kinds of things we want to talk about on this video cast, podcast, whatever, is the the information you take in your life, whether
right.
what you read, what you eat, the friends you keep, your spiritualism, all of that will determine the quality of what comes out. And I would say you're operating at a very high quality. And we're
Thank you.
incredibly lucky to have you in the atmosphere. Thank you so much for joining us to tell your story. And I can't wait to try your juice.
I appreciate it so much. It really